Hi there, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about EC2 instance advanced settings because lots of things are changing as we started initially. So I would like to highlight those things, what are the new things getting added and all, and little bit interface changes that are happening. So I'll be talking mostly about the life cycle and what are the like Hibernate, what are the different kind of protection, and how we can also include the monitoring part. So we will explore today the advanced things of the EC2 instance, advanced settings basically, and how we can utilize those and what are the meaning of particular thing. So I will just quickly go to the Amazon documentation. So, so this is I will share the link if you want. In the description, I will share the link. So you can see we have the instance life cycle is there. So that we can see over here launch pending, then we have a backend instances over here, elastic block storage, and we start stop. So these are the basic, it will start with the pending, then running, shutting down, and terminated. These are the few things that we are seeing the status of the EC2 instance getting changed. So but if you see over here, we have over here the start and stop. There is a hibernate option is also there. Now this hibernate option, it basically lets you perform the hibernation. We can do the suspension of our EC2 instance, and but the problem is that it will not save any volume that is being attached. It will only save the content from the instance memory, that is the RAM. But again, there is a few limitations also there, like it cannot store more than 150 GB. So there are few limitations, but it helps you to we can restore it if you have taken a backup, but this EC2 instance, whatever the root volume that is being attached, that will be recovered. So this setting can only be changed when we are launching instant. Later, we cannot do it. So make it sure when you're launching, if you want to utilize this option, Hibernate, you can utilize this option. So we need to enable the hibernation, then only we can utilize it. So prerequisites, as I told you, there are also few limited AMIs in which this feature is being supported. It's not like all the AMIs it is being supported, and we need to check the instance family like T2, T3, micro, and all, and what is the size, how much RAM size we are proposing. So, and whether it's a root volume or we are adding extra one, and what is the root volume size. So, and the most important thing, we need to enable encryption. Without encryption, this hibernation will not be launched. And there are a few purchasing options, the billing and all those things are there. So if you go to the limitations over here, you can see we can not have more than 150 GB of RAM, and whatever the data will be lost except the root volume. The instance store volume is lost. So rest 150 GB on RAM can be kept. So you can't change the instance type. As I said, we cannot even change the size, and we can create a snapshot if the hyphenation is enabled. So we can we can connect to that particular AMI, and you cannot hibernate an instance that is in an auto scaling group. That is another important thing. If your instance is in the auto scaling group and you try to hibernate, the Amazon EC2 auto scaling service marks the stop instance as unhealthy and might terminate it. So these are the few things that we need to take care, and it doesn't support keeping an instance hibernated for more than 60 days. So we need to either start one time again, then we can apply. So every 60 day, we need to do this particular procedure. So this is what one hibernation I will show you. And there is a reboot option, retire, terminate, recover. So we can recover our instance. So these all these things comes under the life cycle only. So basically, this protection is also there that we will talk about. So I will just quickly go to the launching the instance so I can show you more in detail. Like when you click on the launch instance, the very first thing I will be putting over here my EC2. Now, if you go down over here, you can see you can choose. I'm just choosing Amazon Linux over here. I don't want to choose any other AMIs over here. And this is the by default, the kernel free tier it is. And I'm using 64-bit, and this is my AMI ID, Amazon image. And if you see over here, instance type is T2 micro. So we can also have a comparison. It is a free tier. So I'll just go do with this. Key pair, those who are not aware of the key pair, in order to access our EC2 instance, we need to create a key pair, and we can either use SSH, or we can do a putty. And I have one video, you can just go through it. I will put in the description, or I will just put a card over there so you can have a look on it, how we can utilize this key pair, or you can just create a new key pair. But make it sure when you create it, it's only downloaded once. So either you save it in some secure place, or you need to create every time a new one. So I'm choosing this existing one. Now here, security group, by default, it will create a default security group. So if you want to use your existing one, you can choose the existing one. By default, it will create one. Allow SSH, and allow if you are using port 80 and all, you can use this HTTP and HTTPS from the anywhere from the internet. These rules you can change it also once it is being launched. In the details, you can see the security group, which is by default it will be coming launch wizard 1, 2, 3 like that. So we can create our own customized security group also, and we can define the inbound and outbound rules for it, but initially no need. So we can later on we can go back to that particular security group and we can make the changes. So it is anywhere from any IP, from anywhere we can access. Now here, this is the storage of the root volume, and you can see it is specially mentioned over here, not encrypted. Now, if I just go down in the advanced details, so you can see over here we have the request spot instances and all those things. I'll just scroll it more down. You can see stop Hibernate behavior. So we can select over here enable or disable. So when you stop, it will just use this Hibernate behavior in order to instead of shutting down your instance. Now, if I try to enable this, when I go to the launch, it won't let me until unless the root volume is encrypted. So we need to change this setting. We need to go to the advanced over here, and we can just click on show details over here. So here, okay, let me click on this, expand this one. Now here you will get the option encrypted, not encrypted. So we need to do it encrypted. Now there is the option delete on termination. Yes, it is mentioned. Like when you terminate, this root volume should be getting deleted automatically without saving any data. But if you choose no, then you have to come back to the settings. You have to make it yes, then only you can delete the root volume. So you can see free trial, it is up to 30 GB of EBS, you can utilize it. And coming to the advanced, so purchasing options, I'm not going to this, spot instances and all. This is a different thing. Instance, IAM instance profile, you can choose over here if you have created any role or something. So we can do it. You can watch my video on IAM, you will get a little clear idea about this thing. And instance auto recovery. So if you want, like, if something goes wrong and you want to like start your instance again, so we can choose default. And shutdown behavior, when you shut down, what you want to do, you want to stop or terminate. So by default it is stop, and let it be. And when you stop hibernate behavior, I will just enable this one. So you can see to enable hibernation, space is allocated on the root volume. Memory RAM, make sure the root volume is large enough to store RAM contents. So I just for the practical purpose, I'm using just 8 GB. That is enough for that. Termination protection, if you want to, like somebody by accidentally terminated your instance, you want to protect that. So you can use this option enable, but make it sure if you want to terminate, you have to come over here and you have to disable all the settings again. The stop protection, like you don't want, like suppose some application is running, you don't want by accidentally it should stop and the application will stop working on that that is running on the EC2 instance. So you can also enable this option. Here you can get a detailed CloudWatch monitoring. If you click over here, it will create a CloudWatch logs and all. So you can just check over there. And you can analyze the metrics, how your EC2 instance is performing. So I'm not enabling this one. Then Elastic GPU is there. So specify the graphics to attach to the appropriate instance if the launch fails. So this is also not required. Then credit specification placement groups not required. Placement groups will come in case of like when we are doing the auto scaling things and all. So not required now. EBS optimize capacity reservation, RAM ID. These things are not required. That's it. And the metadata and all, if you want to add some user data, allow tags in metadata response, hop limit if you want, metadata version. But most of the time we are using just the user data. We just give a set of commands that we need to execute when our instance is getting lost. Now, basically setting up a web server and all. There is a separate video on this. You can watch that video. And that's it. Now, number of instances that you want to spin up and firewall. That's it. No need. So let's click on the launch instance. Okay, that's it. So we will go to the instance. So it's still, you can see it's showing the pending state. Now, in order to know what are the protections that are being enabled, if you see over here now, if you go to the instance settings, you can see I'm getting hell amount of things over here. So those things that are enabled on this EC2 instance, so we will be getting those. So we need to just wait for this instance to, okay, now it is running. Now, if you click on this EC2 instance over here, you can see the details over here. The public IP address instance is running. I did put user data and all, so otherwise I would have shown you the web page or anything, something like that, web server page. So you can see if you go to the bottom part over here, you can see stop protection enabled, instance auto recovery default, and host ID and all those things, virtualization. So you can see stop Hibernate behavior enabled. So these things are enabled on this. By default, these things are not coming. This is all the advanced options that we are using. And related to the security, as I was telling you, there will be some security group by default. If you want to see, you can see the launch wizard 4. If you click on this, and accordingly, you can change your inbound and outbound rules. So these are the inbound rules that we selected while launching, and you can see the outbound rules, that is IPv4 all traffic is enabled. So let's go back. So now if you see over here actions, instance settings over here, as you can see these are enabled. So whatever the options that you choose, these things will be getting enabled. Now if you want to instance state, you can see if I want to hibernate, I can hibernate this. So by default that option was disabled. Now if I want to stop the instance, you can click and you can see it's not stopping. It's giving error because we need to modify that, then only we can do it. So similarly, if you click over here, Hibernate instance, it will go to the Hibernate. Oh, I need to modify the disable API. So I need to stop because I have enabled the stop one. So it is conflicting basically. So I need to change stop protection. So I need to disable this and save it. Now it can go to the Hibernate option. Instance settings. I will just go here. Let me select Hibernate. That's it. So you can see it is going now. So you can see it is stopping now. So this is how you can use the Hibernate option, but make it sure about the size of the volume, root volume that you're going to use. That's very important. And it doesn't support more than 150 GB. So it is being stopped over here. Now, if I see I'm not getting, let me select over here. I'm not getting the terminate option. Start instance, I'm getting in the Hibernate instance. So I'll just start this one. Need to just refresh this one. It may take some time. Okay, now it's running over here. Now, if I select this one, if I want to terminate, you can see I'm not getting the terminate. So I need to go to the instance settings over here, change termination protection. It's enabled. I'll just remove this one and save it. Now, if I want to terminate this, still, I think some still properties are enabled. So, shutdown behavior, I need to terminate it. That's it. So, that's it. Let me try to terminate it again. Nope. Let me refresh the whole page. Sometimes this policy are not reflected instantly. So you can see, okay, now it's fine. That's it, terminate. So I hope you like my video. You get some inside details about this EC2 instance, how we can protect it from stopping, how we can use the Hibernate option, and how we can use the terminate option. So these things are just the basic, just a quick review about all those things, the life cycle of the whole EC2 instance. I hope you like my video. Thanks for watching.